well, back to where I used to be, and I've got no regrets leaving. I'm so much happier up at the beaches, but got to go back here today to get that home brew, but also to get another medical F-up sorted out. In this case, going to my old GP and telling them what my pension number is, so that when I go to a pharmacy I don't get hassled by the pharmacist and has to ring up Medicare because they've got the wrong number registered. I don't even know how that happened. I mean, like I say, it's a strange profession. Like, they stuffed up, almost gave me the wrong COVID shot today because someone had stupidly booked me in for the different vaccine as the second shot. I mean, how the hell could that happen? I mean, seriously. But anyway, look, I won't harp on that, but I've got to go to the GP and I might as well walk there. And one thing I forgot to mention is that that business about the subs, I found out why they just turfed the contract with the French totally, even regarding the nuclear option, because the thing is, the French nuclear subs required us to have a nuclear industry in Australia to keep topping up the subs every 10 years with new uranium, whereas the subs that are going to be supplied by the UK and the US consortium, they provide uranium that will basically last the length of the life of the actual submarine itself. They will, so there's no need to have to bring them into port every 10 years and top them up with a new fuel. It's not required with the technology that the Brits and Americans are going to supply us with. Mind you, we don't know what the cost is yet. There are a lot of questions unanswered, and you can understand the French aren't happy about it, because Australia was stupid enough to request them to downgrade their nuclear subs to diesel electric. I mean, the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. Thank God it's been stopped, because this was going to cost 90 billion. The other option might cost more, but who cares, as long as we've got nuclear capable subs that can go a lot further and carry out proper operations, because the these electric ones just weren't capable of basically doing the job. So it was a pointless exercise. It's interesting, people, the electric don't seem to care about that issue so much, even though it's costing them a packet. It's one of the most expensive purchases we've ever had. God, typical. So some guy on a bike just yelling out something incoherent. I know they're back in Parramatta Park. That's typical. Yeah, so basically it's people sort of worry about, they put more time and effort into things that really aren't costing as much. An example of that is that people will put more time and effort into researching purchasing a boat or a flashy car than they do apparently to buying a house. Because of watching Martin North talking to his real estate friend, and that's apparently a fact, that a lot more time is spent researching these other things. I guess maybe they find them exciting. I don't know what the reason is, but it's not logical. But people aren't logical, and that's why you can make a lot of money in the stock market if you basically cut the emotion out, because the stock market really does act on emotions. So it's hard to cut it out because we are emotional creatures. But anyway, I'm heading off to the GP and I'll get this sorted out, and then we'll get on to the home brewing. Oh, I got the pension number of things sorted, thank God, so that's all done. Only thing is that they do have an email address, but it's not on their website. So isn't that bloody convenient? Oh, Jesus. Medical profession. I can't, they drive me nuts. They're always very slow with things like those sorts of things with technology, especially communication. They're hopeless. You know, you'll have hospitals where they have different systems, they won't talk to one another. And hospitals are pretty bad at getting emails as well, so just unbelievable. Anyway, that should be the end of it. Now I'm just going to go up to get off at the Murphy stop, the old Murphy stop, and go up to the what road is it? I've never been up this road before. Yeah, Ishmael Road in Earlville, where the home brewing place is. The what do they call it again? Marlin Coast Home Brewing. Fairly big place, but quite a lot of stock apparently. My major concern is that the 15 pack of bottles, PET bottles, hopefully is not too big. They can be compressed, so I'm hoping that they're in a sort of a fairly squashed sort of flat pack arrangement. The actual tin of the brew, that's reasonable heaviness and size, but that can go in my bag. So, and then I've just got to get some carbonation drops, maybe some dextrose, which is the sugar to help provide more, improve the alcohol content, because I think the beer was a little low on alcohol content, but also didn't have a great head and could have done with a bit of vamping up with carbonation. Apparently you can put 3 drops in one of those bottles. I mean, considering they're made of plastic, they can't explode, so I might do that. I might just put 3 drops in each bottle rather than 2, see how I go. But I'll ask them at the home brewing place to see what they have to say, get some advice on it. It's a bit blowy, but no, it's about as blowy up in the beaches as it is here. I thought it might have been just down here that was the worst in Cairns, but it was still when I first moved in. For about the first month or so, it was quite still weather, and then sort of just blown up. But yeah, hopefully I'll catch up with Lynn. She's got some appointment on at the moment. Once I get down to the home brewers, I'll give her a call and see if she can pick me up. I might do my supermarket shopping at Smithfield on the way home. Might be easier. It just depends how big the packs are that they're going to carry around. It's a major hassle of not having a car, but it will save me around $15 doing it this way, actually fronting up in person. So definitely worth doing. So and I don't have to wait for it to come through the mail either, or find out when the mail's coming, all that sort of crap. So yeah, it's good all round. Oh boy, what a day. Waiting for the bus. Some guy in a VW gigantic truck parks across the road, obscuring the sight of the bus. So the bus goes straight past me. I put my hand out, it's speeding past. I don't know if the bus driver saw me or not, but they just kept going. So the second bus, I had to wait another 5-10 minutes for the second bus. He stopped. So I thought he was going to miss going to the bloody shopping centre, which is always the bane of my life, because I don't want to go there, and it always just lengthens the journey. But what happened was, because there's roadworks, he had to go all the way around the block where Kazales is. He had to do, because he couldn't do a right-hand turn into the shopping centre. So it made the trip even longer than usual when it was diverting to the shopping centre. Absolute nightmare. It's old Dan Murphy, the one I don't go to anymore. So, look at the traffic, it's unbelievable. I tell you, Mulgrave Road is definitely getting busier. This is just extraordinary, the amount of traffic going along it. So yeah, that was a real pain in the butt. So finally got to where I need to go. I've got to go do a left-hand turn down Ishmael Street and go to the to the brewing supply place. Hopefully they won't mandate that I have to wear a bloody mask. Mind you, the way things were going today, that's medical madness I'd expect, because the whole medical system seems to be in total wipeout at the moment. Just, well, at least I got my pension number at the GP. That's about the only productive thing I've done today because of all the stuff-ups and things. So, and hopefully I have a couple of drinks with Lynn at the at PJ's, get her a couple of Guinnesses. That'd be nice. So, yeah, for some reason there's no bus stop here. I thought there'd be one, but I guess they just go straight to Stockdale, which is only Stocklands, which is only about half a block away. Well, at least the weather's okay. It's not too bad, a little blowy, but it's a pretty nice day. So, so that should be Ishmael just there. It's number 75. Could be a reasonable distance down the road, I'm not sure. My favourite bike shop's over there. They put together my tricycle. They did a really good job too. I had no idea how to put the thing together, and they did it at a very reasonable price too. They're good people, but a little impractical for here. But my Kmart bike, I mean, that's the good news. Even though Kmart basically broke half the lots they were supposed to deliver to me, the bike I got from them was excellent. There you go, Ishmael Road. Yeah. So it's going to go in number 75. So this is beautiful Earlville. Should be just down the end of this road here. And we'll see what we can get at the home brewing joint. See what sort of customer service they provide too, if they give any advice, because yeah, I do need a bit of guidance when it comes to the recipes. A lot of people add stuff to the basic container of brew that you buy, the can. Other people add hops and other types of things. So it just depends. No, it's just park the car in the middle of the road. That's well, that's what I wanted to see. Big home brew sign. So it looks as though I finally found my destination. Makes me thirsty thinking about it. Actually, I'll put a bottle of my first brew in the fridge. So got a little bit of gin left. I might mix it about. Might make me crook as a dog tomorrow. Anyway, this is the place. I thought it was 75. It's 74. Marlin Coast, beautiful. Gel Blaster sold here. I don't know what a Gel Blaster is. Hi everyone, it's Sunday, a sunny Sunday. Very nice day today. I think I finally recovered from my bike ride yesterday. It was hard work because going to the nursery, I was encountering a headwind the whole way, so the return journey was a lot better. I got a lot of stuff I wanted. There wasn't as many fruit tree varieties available as I would have liked, but I've got quite a bit of vegetation that will help cover the back of the house and provide me with more privacy, some rapid growing stuff. So unfortunately Matt, who I'd spoken to the previous time, wasn't there, and I was just speaking to one of his employees, a young guy, a nice guy, but he wasn't quite as knowledgeable as Matt. He knew about the plants, but he wasn't knowledgeable about the way the place ran quite as much. But it was okay, we got it sorted out, and I'm getting stuff delivered next week. Not sure which day, but it's all in the pipeline. Look, I needed to actually clarify something too, that the last video I was freaking out quite a bit about the fact that where I went to have the vaccines at the James Cook University, there seemed to be some major problems with communication there, that I'd received the AstraZeneca shot, and when I returned, it was too soon to have the booster shot, and they were about to give me Pfizer. Now that really freaked me out, because I thought you can't really mix the two vaccines together. That sounded like a major no-no. But Mr. Ignorance when it comes to anything regarding immunology. I've got an economics background, nothing to do with medicine, and it showed in this case, because basically trials have been carried out with a combination of both AstraZeneca and Pfizer, and have found the actual results to be superior to just having the one vaccine. So the only downside of that would be that if they had given me the Pfizer as my second shot, that would have been the second Pfizer shot. So in both, it's sort of playing Russian roulette a bit, because the first shot of the AstraZeneca is the one that you've got the greater chance of having side effects, and the second shot of the Pfizer is the greater one of having side effects. So if I'd had both of those, that combination, presumably there's a higher chance of me having bad side effects from one or two of the shots. Well, I knew I didn't get it from AstraZeneca, but there's nothing to say that the Pfizer shot might have done that. Now, I don't know if that's how they actually do it, or they just give you the first shot of each one. That isn't explained, but yeah, that was just a concern as well. But they're in the process of looking into it, and Thomas kindly pointed this out to me, one of the viewers of this channel, so thank you, Thomas, for that. And so I did look it up, and now I've got an article which I will read from, and which will clarify the situation where we currently stand. Before I do that, also, isn't it annoying when you actually got a problem, like my flywire door was fixed by the handyman the other day, and so I could lock it from inside, but then I discovered I couldn't actually lock it from outside the door using the key. So I contacted him, and he said he'd turn up today at 2 o'clock on Sunday. But what happened earlier, I decided, well, when I got up today, I thought, look, I better double check the situation with the door, because yesterday, not only could I not lock it from outside, I couldn't even snib it from inside to secure it. So it wasn't working in both situations. But guess what? Today, I tried and it worked on both sides. I mean, it's just so annoying. It snibbed correctly inside, and I could actually lock it from the outside using the key. And that's the first time it's actually worked for me. So I've sent him an SMS saying, look, maybe you don't need to turn up today if you've got something else on. I haven't heard back from him, but I thought I'd better do the right thing and just give him the option of pulling out if he needs to. So it's just really annoying when you have these little situations where something stops working, but intermittently. Yeah, but it's happened to all of us, of course, but I'm trying to do the right thing by him. I don't want him making a special trip that's not necessary, although there are other things to be done here anyway, but I thought I'd at least give him the opportunity. Anyway, I'll get on to the article about Pfizer. Evidence is building that mixing and matching vaccines may provide better protection to COVID-19 than just using either AstraZeneca or Pfizer, following the latest trial by German researchers. It's at least the third trial this year to show the potential benefits of mixing vaccines, following reports from Madrid's Carlos III Health Institute in May and a University of Oxford paper released in June. In controlled studies, they both showed a better immune response by mixing the two schedules, and researchers at Stanford University in Hamburg, Germany, have had similar results. Stanford University in Hamburg, Germany, found that the mixed regimen was better at eliciting an immune response than were two Oxford AstraZeneca shots. It was also as good as or better than 2 shots of Pfizer Biotech, Weekly Science Journal Nature reported. Infectious diseases professor Peter Collagen man, I should say, said it was promising, although more and more extensive studies were needed on long-term benefits as well as side effects. He said it was probably better not to mix and match, but from all the evidence it works. There were 3 studies quoted from all the available evidence. If you mix and match, you may get a good response, but you may actually get more side effects, he said. From the data that's available, it's compelling. All these require ongoing studies and in real life too, but also you want to make sure you're following people up from a safety point of view. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you or entertainment or whatever. And either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.